What's going on YouTube? Thank you today. Today we've got potentially the rumors and predictions of the Galaxy Note 2. Now Galaxy Note actually was a 5.3-inch tablet or phone or phablet as some people like to call it, and this is actually a device which has a pen, so both capacitive and resistive touch for the device, and this was actually released last year, and it was quite a highlight due to its big size. And obviously we've got quite a gap. There was a gap actually in the market between smaller devices such as a 3.5-inch iPhone, 4-inch devices such as the Galaxy S2, and for example devices such as the iPad, which is a 9.7-inch screen. So there was a gap actually for a mid 5-inch to 7-inch sort of display. So the Galaxy Note definitely filled that gap in the market. So last year we had a 5.3 gigahertz processor, an AMOLED HD display. We had obviously the pen, which is one of the highlights, and Note being that you could actually sort of scribble and make notes and directions and screenshots over the screen actually, which is quite a nice feature. But now, without further ado, we're going to go on to the rumors, predictions for a next forthcoming would be the Galaxy dubbed as a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Could be another name, I don't know, like Apple for example chosen to name the iPad the new iPad. But without further ado, this is my predictions. First of all, from a 5.3-inch screen, I think we'll be looking at something that would go to a 5.5-inch screen. Now that is quite, it's not that much bigger, but it might be quite a difference when you actually hold it in your hand. I have to say though, the current 5.3-inch is definitely a very nice size, and I find it very comfortable, very easy with one hand to talk. Obviously, it's not very practical when using it as a phone, but still, even then, I think that a 5.3-inch screen is quite good. However, 5.5 I don't think will make much of a difference for that matter. So in terms of the actual display, obviously a 5.5-inch screen would be quite nice. The resolution of a Super AMOLED screen would be 1680 by 1050, which would put the resolution of pixels per inch at 360 pixels per inch. So that is almost making it to a retina display. Sorry, it is actually making it a retina display, as Apple call it, and that means that the human eye with the naked eye can't actually see a single pixel by itself. Now already now the Galaxy Note has exceptional display, and obviously this will mean it will just make it better. Now in terms of processors, I have to actually get the name of this processor because it's pretty hard for me to, let me just get the name. Okay, so it's either going to be a dual core Exynos wow, it's gone again. It's going to be a dual-core Exynos 5250 CPU. So either that, which is dual-core, but that's what we currently have, a dual-core processor in the Galaxy Note, or a quad-core Exynos processor. Now, obviously, now with new technologies and stuff, quad-core is definitely coming in, even to the mobile. So we had a lot of i7 quad-core processors in laptops and computers, but now, obviously, with the mobile industry, we're looking at more of these quad-core processors in devices such as the iPad, well, hopefully the iPad, and then obviously Samsung and Nvidia, the Tegra 3, for example, processor, which does come in quad-core configurations. So that will put it at quite a good device, quite a powerful device for mobile device, and it will be running Android Jelly Bean, which was actually just released in Google's I/O, along with the Nexus 7 as well as the Nexus Q, which is actually a media streaming service for the home. And that will probably come with, as I said, Android Jelly Bean 4.1 with 2 gigabytes of RAM. 2 gigabytes of RAM is actually quite an incredible amount, and only a couple of years ago did computers start to go up to higher configurations of 4 gigabytes of RAM in, for example, laptops and stuff, but we still do find 2 gigabytes. So imagine having a mobile device 5.5 inches in your hand and having a laptop with just as powerful, and having maybe sometimes a more powerful mobile device compared to the laptop. So that was just a few rumors. What else? Obviously cameras are very important in modern day smartphones, just put the iPad aside, and devices. So I think that, personally, I think from an 8 megapixel, it will bump up to a 10 megapixel with higher, better technologies, which is similar to what Apple did between the iPhone 4 and 4S, which, although it was 5 to 8 megapixels, they did put some sort of enhancements in the lens and the way that they built the lens in the iPhone 4S. So maybe Samsung might do a similar job and actually have better technologies in the lenses. Obviously, there's no confirmed release date, but a lot of sources are actually saying August. So Samsung again won't confirm an event until a couple of weeks before or maybe a month before. But until then, we don't actually know exactly. But August seems like quite a good time to predict it. We haven't had any Note rumors for quite a while, and it seems like it's about time for the Note to be updated. So if you guys are thinking about heading out to go and buy a Galaxy Note, I think you guys should just hold on there, because I think that an update or a refresh will be just around the corner. If you guys are desperate though for an Android tablet or something, there are many other Android tablets that you can go for NVIDIA Tegra 3 tablets. But if you really want to go for a really cheap 7-inch tablet, for example, you can go for the Nexus 7, which was just released. And I haven't actually seen it myself yet, but a lot of rumors, for example, a lot of reviewers, technology channels such as John for Lakers and TLD Today, for example, they have quite spoken highly of the Nexus 7. It's still yet to be shipped out to the average consumer, but if you guys are interested in a smaller tablet, I think you should go for the Nexus 7. Anyway, that's from Top of Tech. If you guys are interested in more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe just above. It would be really appreciative if you could like this video, maybe give it a thumbs up or whatever, favorite it. If you guys are interested in more, as I said, subscribe and we'll keep you posted. That's from Top of Tech. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll catch you later. Subscribe and I'll catch you later.